Good morning, everyone, on this Sunday morning. A lot to talk about. Wanted to get on here this morning. Meteorologist Faith Colbert with you. Excuse me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and dive right on into it. Right now, obviously, if you start the morning off, temperatures are in the 50s. So we are going to pretty much be in these 50s and 40s for the day. The overcast that you see right now, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. The overcast that you see right now, that's because that cold front is really settling and moving in the coastal bend. And we'll notice that it'll be moved through by lunchtime. So that's not going to be the big concern with this front. Obviously, it's going to be those freezing temperatures and that rain that we've been talking about. Here's what temperatures are going to be looking like. So by noon, once again, those 40s start to creep in once that front has made its way through. Winds will also be about 15, 16 miles per hour for sustained winds. And then as we head into tonight, we'll see temperatures try to rise a little bit in low 50s. That's because of those partly sunny conditions. So the sun will try to warm us up a little bit, but the chances aren't that great just simply because how strong this front is and how strong that Arctic air is going to be right behind it. And then as we head into tonight, once the sun goes down and it doesn't really have anything else to help keep us warm, that's when those 40s and 30s are going to start to appear into the forecast for us heading into tomorrow. Overall, here's going to be your afternoon temperatures today. We took out the afternoon high just because the morning temperature is actually a little bit warmer than what we'll see this afternoon. So overall, still going to be 60s, 50s, a little bit on the chillier side. Today, winds out of the north-northeast. So if you're looking for, I guess, the best day out of this week, if you're not going to do anything today, you're going to have to wait until later this week for temperatures to warm just a little bit back up for us. But today is not going to be the day for the strong freezes, if that's what you're wondering or questioning about. Here's what winds are going to be like. Unlike the last cold front that we saw move in last week where we saw those 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts, that's not the case with this one. The big concern is going to be that freezing rain chance and then temperature wise. So winds, once again, not going to be the biggest story. Here's a live look of where that front is. So we see that this Arctic air, it's not just a Texas problem. Many of us across the country are dealing with this Arctic blast. We see -3 up in Minneapolis and then 52 right now in Corpus Christi. San Antonio 28 just behind that, and even chillier in my stomping grounds in Dallas, 14 degrees. So pretty much we all are going to be dealing with this, colder air and chillier wind chills coming up these next few days because of this system. And that low is just going to continue to sink at the bottom of us. So it's not going to end anytime soon. And if you happen to maybe sleep when that front did arrive your time, I'm just going to go back in time and see that the front arrived about our north counties, George West Beaver, this morning. Right now it's making its way through Corpus Christi. So once again, that's kind of why we have that overcast. But then as it continues to move south, then we're going to return back to those partly sunny conditions. So we still do have a chance to see that sunshine. That's given also the reason why we're going to try to warm up just a little bit more than what we are at now. But as far as that Arctic blast, I know that's what we're all questioning, wondering when is that coming. Here's a look at right now this afternoon Arctic blast, more so in North Texas. It's going to really start to make its way down south tonight, heading into the morning. So if you have any sending the kids off to school, or if you're going to work, this is what you really want to pay attention to. Definitely won't be giving sweater weather like today. Probably want a coat as you're heading tomorrow. That's because 30s are going to start to creep in. As you can see, the pink, that is the chance of rain that we were talking about, the freezing rain, the sleet. That's that wintry mix that we've been talking about. That's moving in to our northwestern counties about 7 o'clock in the morning. We see why we haven't been, I guess, more so preaching about this in Corpus Christi, because for the temperatures, for us to get freezing rain here in Corpus Christi, we do need to see freezing temperatures. And at this time, we're not going to be expecting temperatures under 32. We're still going to be, in that mid to upper 30s range. So that's why if we do see any precipitation here in Corpus Christi, it mostly just looks like light drizzle. And then I also pause this at this point because this is the time of the MLK Day March. So if you are heading out to this is also what you're going to be looking at. So if you want to, head out. Temperature, rain is not going to be a big concern. If you do see any light drizzles or rain, it's going to be a quick moving type of thing. And then we're only expecting highs in the 40s. So instead of 50s and 60s today, we're going to have 40s as our afternoon highs. So you want to enjoy the little bit of warmth while you can. Now I know it's still chilly, but it's going to be the warmest until we head into later in the week. Then overall, Monday night, that's when we start to notice this drier air moving in behind the front. Now, this is the part of that Arctic blast that we were talking about. This drier air is going to help push out those rain chances as well as the cloud coverage. And then the next thing that we're going to be dealing with behind the chance for freezing rain is going to be wind chill values. This is what is really going to make temperatures just take it up a notch as far as how cold it feels. And I want to look this is another model showing a little closer look at that freezing rain and at that precipitation. So once again, you see Monday morning, we see the little areas of drizzle and showers. Not going to be a great coverage type of thing. So not looking at any washouts or anything like that. It's going to be minimal chances, but once again, here's that chance of that freezing rain, more so our northwest counties. So Georgia West, Beeville, Orange Grove, Mathis, even some areas in Alice, you may have a chance of seeing some as the morning continues. But we see it's not going to really make it down far south because we're not going to be that cold. That's the reason why we're not going to really expect it. More so just rain, those of us Corpus Christi and south. And then once again, here's another pause point at the time of the march. So as you can see, most of that freezing rain is to the west and to the north of us. And then even the rain chances, not even really expecting rain in Corpus Christi either, but definite clouds, mostly cloudy to cloudy conditions will be the case for us Monday. This is all because I know we had that cold front come in today initially, but as you can see, that low where the Arctic air is coming from, it's going to take a dip. You can kind of see it doing that ridge motion more so into South Texas Monday, and then once again Tuesday, and then once again Wednesday before it pushes back up to the north. So that's kind of why we have the wind chill is going to drop even more and temperatures are going to drop more, because the lower that low kind of sinks further down, that's the cooler we're going to get, that's the lower our wind chill is going to get. So that's the reason why we're not seeing those cooler temperatures immediately. Have to wait till that Arctic air arrives here after that front, which is today. So we're going to start seeing those temperatures pretty much start to just plummet from now. Because of the precipitation that we're expecting that's going to be increasing with the Arctic air coming in, this has allowed the National Weather Service to issue multiple different watches and warnings. The first one I really wanted to look at is going to be this winter weather advisory. Once again, although we all are included in this, that's because that slide I showed previously about the precipitation, that's the reason why we're all included in that, starting at midnight tonight until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Another one, freeze warning. This is going to be a lasting thing. I do expect us to even have some more freeze warnings go into effect midweek, as once again temperatures are going to drop even more than what we're going to see tomorrow. And then a freeze watch is still going to be in effect Tuesday into Tuesday evening for our southern counties. Overall, it's going to be cold enough that a hard freeze watch is also in effect for these counties listed right here. That's going to be going into effect Monday evening until Tuesday afternoon. Now I want to look at how much we're expecting. So those of you who are going to see the chance of freezing rain and even light precipitation, this is a chance that we're looking at. So not even expecting over 1/10 of an inch for either places. So if you do happen to see any freezing rain or light drizzle and things like that, not expecting a great deal or a great amount of such. So not gonna, obviously, if you have the chance to stay home, please do that, be as safe as possible. But if you do have to get out, not expecting the roads to be too bad with the precipitation that we're going to see. But the areas that will see that northwest, definitely want you guys to be as safe as possible. So once again, maybe seeing some glazing of ice in that Georgia West, northwest areas, icy bridge. There's a possibility we could possibly see isolated power outages, but this is very isolated. Once again, not all of us will see that. Overall today, if you're planning on trying to enjoy the last little bit of mild weather before temperatures just take a turn, we're going to be seeing choppy conditions on the bay. Low rip current risk is going to be in effect, and then waves up to 4 feet. So if you can handle the little bit of the breezy conditions out there, then it's not going to be too bad as far as temperatures and things like that are concerned on the water today. But Tuesday, that's when we notice a change on the water. Gale watch is going to be issued Tuesday early morning, about 3 a.m., lasting until Tuesday evening. It is likely that with that next front that we're expecting Friday, possibly that get issued again, just because that one is going to bring some stronger winds associated with that wind chill. Once again, this is the big story that we're going to be dealing with after Monday. After that freezing rain moves in, we're going to be dealing with this wind chill warning. Things are going to be dangerously cold, so I really want to make sure forget the sweater weather. We need coat weather, hat, gloves, scarves. We need it all. I'm definitely going to have it all on, probably starting as soon as I leave here. But overall, pretty much we're going to be on the chilly side. Warnings and watchings are likely, those are likely to get extended as well. Here's a look at what those numbers are as far as wind chill. So once again, as you saw, as more as that ridge with that low pressure digs more down from that Arctic air, we'll see the teens start to appear as far as wind chill is concerned. And then wind chill, basically just how cold it's going to feel. So I know I'm not going to be too excited about it feeling in the teens, and then even lows are going to be in the 20s. So those are going to be our coldest days that we're looking at this upcoming week. Then we'll warm up a little bit. You can see Thursday and Friday, a little bit more milder conditions, but even then, it's not going to last for too long. We have another front expected to arrive Friday, and then we'll really start to deal with the aftermath on Saturday with that wind chill being 31. So if anything that you can compare what that front will look like, tomorrow is going to look a lot how Saturday will look, just minus the precipitation. That front more so looks like a drier passage, not really producing much precipitation, if any, at all. Muggy meter though, dew point, this is what we're also really looking at. Tuesday is going to be the driest day of them all. We're looking like 17 as far as the dew point. So see, things start to be very dry at 30. So 17, that's about half of that. So definitely not feeling any humid conditions. The warmest days that we are going to see are more so comfortable, and then just going to continue to plummet down to more drier conditions. I really wanted to touch on this again because I know a lot of us are going to be going to the MLK Day walk and doing different types of things in celebration for that. If you are heading out to the walk, I know the march starts at 12 p.m. So want to keep this in mind that the freezing rain that we will see, for one, is going to stay northwest of Corpus Christi at the moment. That's what we're forecasting. And at the same time, if we do notice those showers that we're expecting about 9 a.m. if they do even trickle down into the afternoon and evening hours, it's not going to be cold enough to cause it to be freezing rain or to stick. You know, we have to have 32 and below to start to see things start to freeze and stick. So temperatures aren't even going to be that cold in Corpus Christi. Overall, still going to be chilly. Still want to make sure, you know, you're bundled up, have your layers on, going to be protected from the cold in that nature. But as far as rain, wouldn't want to count that out if that's what you're concerned about for the rain chances. Rain chances pretty much going to be as you're getting ready and, you know, heading out, getting ready to hit the walk and things like that. And so sweater weather, once again, I was looking for some updated coats. Gonna have to find that because you're gonna need a few sweaters this week, really, coming up tomorrow. Once again, we really start to see those 30s creep in, but then Tuesday and Wednesday, 20s are in the forecast for morning temperatures. Really wanted to show this because we're really going to be paying attention to that 7 a.m. temperature, just how today our afternoon temperature is going to be cooler than how we started the morning. So just want to make sure you're paying attention to that, focus on that to see, you know, how you can dress, when is going to be the coolest, you know, time of the day if you do have the option or availability to change any plans around for things like that. Overall, this is going to be the week you want to send the kids to school with a coat, some gloves, things like that. Maybe not necessarily Thursday when we see those milder conditions, about 70s reappearing into the forecast. And that's pretty much just going to give us a little taste of warmth until things cool right back down from that front Friday, and then Saturday right back into the 30s and 50s for our afternoon high. So overall, very cold day is expected here in the coastal bend. Once again, that front did make its way through, but we're not going to see those chillier and colder conditions until tomorrow heading into midweek. And then Wednesday, we see that low of 24. That's when we're talking about that hard freeze. So anything 28 and below, that's when we're going to be talking about really hard freezes. You really want to make sure that your pipes are getting that warmth that they need. Your house is prepared. This is what we're really talking about all those preparations, getting you ready for these cooler temperatures. And then I'm just going to go ahead and check the comments really quick. I know a lot of you have some questions. Yes, how about them Cowboys? Love the Cowboys. Have to catch the game. I'm going to be bundled up in my blanket today while I'm watching America's favorite team. Have lots of faith in them, of course. Roads are not expected to be frozen once again. The areas I do see it is going to be very light. Let me go back to that graphic to kind of just show what we're dealing with. Let's see. Okay, so we're not even expecting a 10th inch of freezing rain, just the possibility of that, and then areas that do see it, here's what we're looking at. So anything in Corpus Christi and south, not really going to be dealing with freezing rain just because temperatures are not going to be that cold for it. Then I'm going to find the graphic that shows a look of what that'll look like coming in. Okay, so here's a look. We already see Monday heading into Monday morning. This is when we have the chances for rain really ramping up as that Arctic air makes its way through. Lots of clouds obviously already in the mix. And so here's a look. If you're in these counties, George West, Methodist, Orange Grove, even areas of Alice, here you guys are going to want to be the most prepared for maybe some possibilities of some slick conditions on the road. Anywhere that's seeing 32 and above, or even like 32, you guys, just at that freezing level. So that's why we want to make sure you're prepared for that, because temperatures could possibly even drop lower than that as we head into the night of Monday night into Tuesday. But overall, Corpus Christi not expecting slick or icy roads for tomorrow. So want to make sure we're bundling up and staying safe. And the freezes, once again, the freezes that we're expecting, although we are going to get close near to those freezing levels limits, really expecting that freeze to come in Monday night heading into Tuesday, and then Tuesday night into Wednesday. So Monday is still going to be cold. It's still going to be chilly, but the coldest days are going to be more so midweek. And then you always want to make sure that you know, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So want to make sure we're giving you the most information as possible to, you know, stay safe. Want everyone to be safe out on the roads. Yes, I know some kids are out of school, so yeah, I know they're going to be excited about not having to go to school for that. Let's see. Yeah, definitely not thinking about snow. Bridges should still be safe. Once again, those areas that we are expecting a little bit of freezing rain, more so our northwest counties, we still do have the chance of seeing that precipitation here in Corpus Christi and south, but chances aren't too great. Once again, here's a look of that as that moves in tomorrow. And then after Monday, the chance for precipitation, that's not what we're really going to be looking at. It's more so going to be that wind chill, and then just temperatures, how we're going to, you know, get really into those 20s, and then wind chill in the teens. But overall, that's what we're looking at. We're going to make sure we keep our website and our everything updated for you guys. Definitely want to keep a close eye, especially Monday morning. Even tonight, we'll have an even more detailed forecast of how that freezing rain and temperatures are going to be moving throughout the coastal bend. But overall, want to thank you guys so much. Thank you for keeping updated with us. Please stay safe and stay warm, and have the great rest of your Sunday.